Centercut pork loin. Why, Dio, is it a centercut pork loin? Why isn't it a full primal pork loin?
Because it's in between.
Three simple words. Three simple words. Three simple words.
Can you call it like the last rib and the sirloin?
Okay, let's do it with three simple words.
Remove both ends.
Thank you. Both ends removed. Remove both ends. Very simple, easy way to remember it. Don't get crazy with too much description. You got too much to learn. Okay? Both ends removed. So if you see the question, describe a centercut pork loin, don't say beautiful and delicious. We already know that. Okay? Both ends removed. Rib end, 2 to 3 ribs. The blade bones the rest of the blade bone is removed. Over here from the tip of the hip is gone. Okay, the first thing you're going to do. Good afternoon, Chef. Very well. First thing you're going to do is you're going to lay this thing down on its back. All right, you're going to lay it on its fat back. You're going to take your knife. Now, this is a dual effort, so you're going to be working on these together because we only have one per team. All right, you have one per team, so I'll grade you together. So when you bring it up to me for grading, come both of you, wherever you both team members come up here. All right. Okay, first thing you're going to do is get behind the tenderloin. Here's your tenderloin. Get behind the tenderloin. Go right in underneath the chine bone. Go right up to the finger bones and scoop away that tenderloin. Scoop away. Get in there. Loosen it up with the tip of your knife. Okay? Why are we only using the tip of our knife?
So we don't cut ourselves.
Further, it's in our other hand.
Okay. Pretty good. Why else?
Money and fingers.
Money and fingers. There you go. Okay. Profit on the table, pieces of finger on the table. All right. And we don't want either one on the table. We want profit on the plate. Scoop this tenderloin out of there as close to those bones as you can. You're going to see a natural seam here. Follow the natural seam off. All right? Just follow it right off. You're going to have a little bit of a fat cover here. Peel it off. Take it off. Unusable trim. The tenderloin, that's all you have to do to it. I don't want you to do anything else to it. Don't denude it, don't skin it, don't peel it, don't do anything to it. Just leave it alone. Okay? Now, the next thing I'm going to have you do is bring it back up onto its spine so that the rib bones are now pointing up. Rib bones are now pointing up. And have it so it's pointing up and towards you, so the actual curve is coming right up to you. The reason we do that is because the next move that we're going to follow is to find the eye muscle, to find the natural seam of the eye muscle. And you're going to do that by taking your fingertips, starting at the top of the ribs, and pushing your fingertips down, and you're going to feel them want to go into a groove. That groove is the natural seam that separates the eye muscle from the tips of the ribs. Once you find that natural seam, okay, at that point you're going to take your knife. We're going to use a little different cutting technique. We're going to call this the sidearm cut. The blade is going to be parallel to the top of your knife, to the top of your block. Blade, block, same direction. If you come in on an angle, if you come in straight down, you're going to cut the eye muscle. And I'm going to have to deduct points. The whole idea behind this procedure is that you don't cut the eye muscle. Eye muscle must stay intact, uncut. So once you find that seam, that natural seam, you can turn it, lay your knife on its side, and run into that seam with your knife. Cut in, pull a little bit, cut in, pull a little bit. Don't be afraid to come up to the table here, okay? And you can do it all along the ribs. See how I'm cutting across the top and I'm not cutting into the eye muscle? Yeah. All right? Just follow it all the way down. I can pretty much assure you that if you come in flat, a sidearm cut, okay, you're not going to make a mistake. That elbow comes up and that knife tips, I can almost guarantee you you're going to cut the eye muscle. So keep it down. Keep it down. We know what sidearm pitchers are, right? You know what overarm pitchers are? you're going to be a sidearm pitcher for a few minutes. Get right in there nice and even. Okay, once you've gotten that far, see how you can hear my knife going right up against the bones? Go all the way down to the last rib. All right, all the way down to the last rib. Take your knife and just cut down to the top of the eye muscle and stop. Okay, so you're separating the ribs now from the sirloin section. Cut down and stop at the top of the eye muscle. All right, if you cut the eye muscle here, it's no good either. This eye muscle has to stay intact. Okay. The last step that you're going to do for this part of the procedure is to take your knife, get up against the bone, and now you're going to come in and you're going to actually cut down the rib bone. You're going to start to remove the eye muscle from the rib bone. Get in there, and now you can turn your knife a different direction because now you have to follow the shape of the rib. Okay? Turn around. You actually follow the shape of the rib. I like to put my hand in there and pull the meat away as I'm cutting. My opposite hand. Now here's a little trick of the trade. If your knife is in contact with the bones, you can't go wrong. If you're cutting dead meat, in other words, if you're right into the raw, that means you're wrong. If your knife stays in contact with the rib bones, you're fine. You're going to be just fine. You're not going to make any mistake. Once you come off the rib bone and you start cutting into the solid meat, then you know you're in trouble. Stop, reassess, go back, start again. All right? So if your knife is in contact with the bone, you're going to be fine. Take it all the way down. I want you to stop at that last rib. Don't go any further. This part is going to stay for now. All right? So once you've gotten all the way down to the bottom, we now have to deal with a little piece of chine bone that's down there, the inside of the chine bone. You're going to do that. It's a very small up and over. Very, very small up and over. Nothing like the one you just had on the pork butt. That was like this high. In here, it's only going to be about that high. Okay, 1/4 of an inch or so. Get all the way down to the bottom, locate it, and then just kind of work yourself over it. All right, you come over here. Get in there close. All right, go right down to the bottom.
Okay.
Find that little up and over. Can you see? Don't be shy, man. Get up here. Come on. I know there's a lot of you, but get up here. Okay? Now, some of you, depending on how the carcass was split, some of you are going to have a lot of feather bone. Some of you might not have any feather bone. Doesn't make it right or wrong. All it means that the splitter was having a hard day that day. All right, he was having a rough time. And he's the highest paid person on the line. He or she is the highest paid person on the line. So if you don't have a feather bone, it's okay. If you do have feather bones, once you get past that little up and over, turn your knife the other way and slide out the bottom of the feather bone, if you have it. Some of you must have it because I don't have one on my side, and so some of you is going to have it somewhere. Now this one actually is broken off, so I'm just going to come in here and I'm going to peel that off. Okay, so let's recap. Lay it down on its fat. Come in and peel out the tenderloin. Just get your knife behind it, scoop it right out, and the bones that are here are called finger bones. You'll see those in just a couple minutes. Peel it out. Roll it over towards you so that the bones are curving up to you. Not away from you, curving up towards you. Start with your fingers, go down, find the natural seam, start to open it up. What kind of cut? Sidearm cut. We get right on the top. We follow it right into the bone. Make your cut right into the bone. Once you've gotten across the whole top of your eye muscle, then you're going to go ahead and turn direction and start to take the bone off the meat. Go all the way down to this last rib and stop. I'll leave it right here for you to look at. Now, this is a team effort, you and your partner. This does not give you the okay to sit here and talk loud. Talk about what you're doing in front of you and keep it down. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Show me.